All right, GM, everyone, starting a little bit early here. It's week 2. We have a bunch of lineups to set. We've got some sims to run. Let's have ourselves a nice little Sunday morning.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer.
All right, GM, everyone, how are we doing on this this wonderful, beautiful Sunday morning? I guess actually it's not really that nice outside. It's actually, at least here in the Midwest, it's actually pretty hot. Got up, took the dog to the park, cleaned the house. Yeah, we got a lot to get done this morning. Got a bunch of lineups to set. Got a bunch of sims to run. I started a little bit early, so I figured I might as well let some of the people trickle in. GM to TCD, GM Nick. How are we all doing on this morning? I feel great, man. I'm loving everything, honestly. Man, I feel very good about this DFS slate. I feel very good about the spots that a bunch of my seasonal teams are in. You know, the thing I feel worst about is this feels like a very tough week in Survivor, particularly. Survivor is nuts. Now, I wonder, is there anything in the lobby I have not drafted yet? Engage 8-2, maxed. The 3-point stance, I maxed that. The extra point, the 2-minute drill, yeah. This, the Deposit Kingdom League, I did. We're all done. GM. Happy JMO Day. All right, happy JMO Day. So this is what I'm playing around with in cash games on DraftKings right now. I do have the Mac Jones team saved right now. Mac Jones, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Puka Nacua, JSN, Hollywood Brown, Harold Fannin Jr. This is what I am toying around with Fields and Devonta Smith. And then if you play the Saints defense, I believe you have to go from, from Chase Brown to, yeah, it's a little unclear. Aaron Jones over Kenneth Walker, and Waddle over Diggs. That's what I've got for you there. Have to start 2 of 3. This is a crazy way to start the stream. Tyquan Thornton, Malik Washington, and Dante Thornton Jr. Man, you know what? I'm sitting Malik Washington of that group. Tyquan, I think, is a little sneaky today. Let's just do one iteration of running the Sims, and let's just see what we've got over here. Okay. Rams, Tennessee. Is there anything I want to adjust to these projections? Nope. Pretty much all looks fairly straightforward. Man, I don't know. I don't know if it is a classic Juju Smith-Schuster day, because I think they're going to play a lot of Noah Gray. Let's actually look at the Chiefs' projections right now. So we've got Juju for 12.5% of the targets. That Hollywood target share might be a smidgen high. Calcaterra not in play for cash games. Lamar not in cash for me. How bad is playing the Browns D to fit A-Chain, CMC, and Gibbs? It's definitely not good. Andrews, Juwan, or Fannin. Jimmy. I really mean this, Jimmy Jesus. From the bottom of my heart, it's Harold Fannin Jr. I've got ranks up on patreon.com/DavisMattic, and I have Fannin ranked the highest for full PPR. What's Watson and Bourne target shares? I don't know what Watson you mean. Are you meaning Justin Watson on the Houston Texans? For San Francisco and New Orleans, we've got Kendrick Bourne for 7%. That might be a smidge light. Let me actually drop a projections note in the projections chat. Think Kendrick Bourne needs to be closer to 10% target share. Let me make sure that someone who's not me has the ability to handle that. Oh, as in Jordan Watkins? I don't even know if he'll be active. So here is my thought about the Patriots-Finns game shooting out. This is the game that the Patriots always lose, which is the 105 degree on the sidelines game. The Dolphins wear their white jerseys. They force the Patriots to wear their blues and then bake out there in the sun. The Patriots are 1-13 in this game, the game in Miami, over the last 13 years, 1-12. I have to pick one of Algier, Caleb Johnson, or Rachaad White. I think it's Rachaad White, Grant. Rachaad White should get some passing game usage today. Yeah, Rams and Cowboys are my biggest survivor stances today. I think RJ Harvey over Jordan Mason. You could go either way on that one, though. That's a real coin flip. Strange or Hopkins in the flex. I got Brenton Strange today. GM, Adam, how we doing, brother? This is honestly my big logic here is that I'm never using the Cowboys again. Today is going to be a big FanDuel day, boys, because I've got this $100 single entry team filled out already. I've got 20 entries in the NFL Snap. Then I've got this $33 single entry, $222 single entry, $75 single entry, $50 single entry over on FanDuel today. Because of the site credit debacle from last week. Olave or Javonte in the flex. Honestly, dude, you're gonna hate this answer, but I think it's Javonte for today. I think for today we are on Javonte Williams. I got Downs over Io Manor today. Not 100% convinced that the Io Manor stuff wasn't because of PS2 last week. Yeah, I got Fannin over Hunter Henry. I mean, I think the floor on Diggs is way better. Diggs is at least going to have a better targets per route run. Pick 2 in full PPR. Tracy and Dobbins. Ryan. Tracy and Dobbins. Let me turn... Oh, I forgot to turn subscribers only chat on. There you go. Okay, going through setting all my seasonal lineups. Do I want the Dolphins defense or the Browns defense? This lineup is good. Let's go. I gotta go. Ooh, I need to save this one. Started Drake May over Flacco on this one. Here's the team that Liam was making fun of me about. It really is awful. Ollie Gordon is my running back 2 in this one. Already wasted Brandon McManus for some reason. Xavier Worthy's out. No reason to start any of these running backs on my bench. It's all bad. Pickens over Dobbins. Trevion over J-Mo. You have to risk Bowers because Bowers is going to play. I don't think Tyreek is still a top 10 wide receiver, which is the price is kind of crazy. Stafford, Penix, or Stroud. I would say Penix there. It's my gut instinct on that one. Jordan Mason or Jawan Jennings. I think you got to go Mason there. Lot of risk with Jennings today. All right, that is set in the Fantasy Life Championship. Okay, these are my teams over on the NFFC. Should I start Kenneth Walker or George Pickens at the flex? George Pickens. Geno, Barkley, James Cook, JSN, Tet, Juwan Jennings, Trey McBride, Aaron Jones, Chiefs kicker, Chargers defense. So it's basically Juwan Jennings versus no one. That is clearly Juwan Jennings. Easily Emeka Egbuka. Easily Emeka Egbuka. That one is not even close, brother. That one set Josh Allen, CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans, Devonta Smith, who was on my bench last week, Chris Olave, Harold Fannin Jr., Hollywood Brown in the flex, Jags kicker, Cards defense. So Hollywood versus Keon Coleman. It's got to be Hollywood. Even with Josh Allen, it's got to be Hollywood. Maybe Olave versus Keon maybe is a little bit more interesting. DJ Moore, Pickens, or JMO. I'm going DJ Moore. I'm going Pickens. I did not do too many Bulldogs, Nick. I think I only did 5 dog bowls. It's not Bulldogs. Drafts completed. 235 drafts in the 6-mans. Looks like I did 4 dog bowls. Someone remind me, by the way, for swap rankings that I need to move Harold Fannin Jr. to my 101 in my rankings for swap rankings, because I have some Kittle teams out there. I have some Goddard teams out there, and I just want Fannin on all of them. Oh, the Pick'em. I got up to 35 as my multiplier for the Pick'em, Nick. JSN, Egbuka, Hampton. Wow, that actually is a tough one. Wow, you must have drafted a good team, G-Temp. I think I'm sitting Egbuka there, because JSN and Hampton are unbenchable. Here, I'll pull up my dog bowl pick'em. Live champions. Where is it? This one was tilting me last night, by the way. Sayan beating these passing yards. Very annoying. I believe, there you go. My dog bowl pick'em entry is CMC, Connor, Justin Jefferson, Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Devin A-Chain, and Bucky Irving. Oh, maybe that's not it. Or is it? No, that's it. That's it. Oof. Sutton over Jacoby, Mr. Sheep. Sutton over Jacoby. That's what I got there. All right. Any projections I want to alter here? The Kendrick Bourne one, but they're going to do that in the back end. It's the one that says Dog Bowl qualifier. Yeah, here we go. Oh, okay. CMC, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Devin A-Chain, Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, and I included the Fannin bet. I included Harold Fannin in my dog bowl. What better way to punch your ticket to the dog bowl than with a Harold Fannin Jr. touchdown? How do you get the dog bowl token? You have to go fill out the form on the official Underdog account. Here, I'll show it to you. Or I think they maybe tweeted it from Underdog NFL. It's somewhere on one of the Underdog accounts. But you have to go fill out a Google sheet, and then they put the token on your account. Is it the official Underdog, or is it the Underdog Drafts account? Here you go. It's this tweet right here. Click link and enter Underdog username. Apply token to an all NFL TD only entry in app. Highest winning multiplier moves on to round 2 in week 11. Knicks over Penix regardless. I agree. Puka is like the best play of the slate. Fannin, I mean, he's the play of the slate, brother. That's the boy. Got a ton of Fannin. Juwan Johnson or Wandale. Juwan Johnson. And then I've got Lawrence over Daniel Jones today. Tet, T. Higgins, or Adunze. I'm sitting Adunze there. Situation, start 1 in the flex. Pittman. 2, start 1 flex. Tracy, Hunter, Pickens. Pickens. Start 1 wide receiver. Pearsall, Jamal Shakir. Hunter, Pearsall. I got Jordan Mason of that group. Harvey over Booty. Gotta go Bowers. Yeah, we can go check the main events. Make sure that all of those lineups are set over on FFPC. Make sure my lineup is set here. This is a Dynasty league that I co-own with Leone. We are sadly in week 2 already having to start Kenneth Gainwell, AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, Mark Andrews, Joe Burrow, Zay Flowers. So I guess the question is, it would be Pickens, Moore, Olave versus Flowers. I think Flowers is probably the right one. So that one is set. 3 Clowns should be good. Destroyer. This one is with my boys. I got 250 teams in the 6-mans this week. Cowboys will definitely no. The Bengals stuff is going to be the most owned combos. Jalen Warren over Samson. Ryan probably not on that team. No, I don't think so. They're all fair trades. The issue is dude, we're starting Kenneth Gainwell as our running back too. We can't give up any of our lottery tickets there. Bowers is not going to sit, Tony, so you should not have done that. Pick 2, Ridley, Diggs, JMO, Ridley, and Diggs. Dak over May. It's not even close. Bowers is good to go. They said Bowers is going to play. Got to do it. I got Ferguson over Strange. 1 flex, KW3, Judy. Okay. All good there. Destroyer, Fields, Bucky, Alvin, Garrett Wilson, George Pickens. We have Bowers and we have Disley as a backup. Igbuka, Ridley. That one is all good. All right, this is the ones that I co-own with a bunch of the boys from Daily Roto. Jalen Hurts, Chase Brown, Isaiah Pacheco, CeeDee Lamb, JSN, Jake Ferguson, Devonta Smith, Jacoby Myers. This team is not very good. Dalton Kincaid versus Myers is probably close. I feel bad about KW3. Tet over Igbuka. Pickens, Ridley, or Pearsall. Start 1. Pickens. Garrett Wilson at flex. Crazy situation. I would go Amari and Hampton. Kincaid, Strange, Jonnu. Honestly, I would go Strange. There. I got my most selected Survivor team is the Cowboys. Fannin easily over Andrews and Juwan. Mason and half PPR. Well, Jaden Blue's not going to play today, so Judkins, Sampson, Devonta Smith, Olave, Devonta Smith. All right, that team's good to go. Blessed is the one that I needed to check. Fields, Hampton, Harvey, Chase, JMO, Ferguson, AJ Brown, Roma Dunze. I think we might want to do Ramondre over Harvey. We got to drop Jaden Reed. How's my mental health day? I honestly feel great today. Feel pretty good. It's been a good day. How's your guys' mental health? You guys doing good? I gotta text that group chat. All right. We need to drop Jaden Reed and Ramondre versus RJ Harvey. This one's not even close. It's RJ Harvey. Seattle defense. You gotta bench Hunter here, Derby. I'm sorry. Okay. That team is set. One final check here. Gino, A-Chain, Montgomery, Adams, DJ Moore, Brock Bowers, Teteroy McMillan, Jalen Waddle, Jake Elliott, Arizona defense. And if Bowers doesn't play, we're screwed. No, six to 8 weeks with Jaden Reed is such a lie. Jaden Reed's not playing again this year. Guy broke his collarbone. All right, let's get a sim run in. I'll let the pros adjust the projections. Andrews or Fannin? Fannin. Hunter over KW3 for me. Who's the one player you regret fade? I didn't really fade anyone. I mean, right now it's week 2. I wish I would have drafted more Derrick Henry. Knicks over Penix. What would I take? Well, I mean, this is like literally the worst week in history to trade away Ken Walker. There's just no point. What are you going to get for Ken Walker in a Dynasty League right now? Maybe a second round pick. Maybe. I doubt it even. Pacheco, Charbonnet, Fannin. Let's check the projected points, honestly. Let's check the projected points. So we've got Fannin for 11. We've got Pacheco for 12. Sharp for 10. There you go. I go Pacheco. Pollard, easy over Booty. Rams defense, easy over Steelers. Oh, now it is a great time. I would send some seconds for Ken Walker right now, Adam. Pickens over Keon. Tracy over Harvey. Honestly, Jalen Warren I don't like, so I would go Henderson, but that one's very close. Pick 2. Devonta and Tet. Favorite way to play the Bears-Lions game? Naked, uncorrelated Amon-Ra St. Brown. St. Brown is going to be like 4% owned in stuff today. There's no dice roll. Bowers is playing. I don't think I'm stealing Fantasy Flock's audience. Last I saw this morning, Flock had 2,600 people watching him. Let's see how many views for Flock this morning. Flock did a live Q&A. Flock has 2,500 people watching him right now. I don't think Mac is much of a Pearsall. I don't think Mac is a super smash because he just is not projected for that many points here. Optimal results, quarterback, Mac Jones. Here you go. Projected 4% owned, optimal rate 3.4%. So he's actually a little bit over-owned. Debating starting Fannin on a Bowers team. Bowers is playing. Bowers, in my opinion, Bowers is playing. So any question about Bowers, I have Bowers ranked as my number 1 tight end this week. In every league that I have Bowers, I either have Bowers in my starting lineup, or I have Michael Mayer, or I have Will Dissly. Fannin and Juwan is not a hard decision. The answer is very obvious. Top optimal rate quarterback, Lamar Jackson, followed by Josh Allen, followed by Justin Fields, followed by Joe Burrow. Interesting. Fields easily. Devonta over T-Mac today. What do we got at running back here? Gibbs, highest optimal rate, followed by CMC, followed by Barkley, followed by A-Chain, followed by Jonathan Taylor, Kyron, Connor. So some of the most... Ooh, Chase Brown is the most over-owned guy. That's interesting. Ramondre... So I have that exact same start-sit question in the league I just had that pulled up. I think it's probably Harvey, but it's very close. I got Diggs as the start there. Golden is definitely not ass. That is showing to me that you are not watching the games, Zeus. I mean, I guess you go Sharps, but it's awful close. Pick 2. Bannon and Juwan. Dak over Fields for me. Yeah, Brees I think is in an awful good spot today. You know what I actually need to do is I need to run this stuff for FanDuel because I have more action on FanDuel today. So let's go back to the sim runner. Malik Washington over Mayer, Fields over May. Zeus, I promise you, man, if you watch the games, you are going to have a much better time playing fantasy football. I really do. I promise you. It's a much easier game if you just watch. Yeah, Fields over May. 2 in full PPR. Keon, Trevion, Igbuka, and Pearsall. This is probably too far to do Tootin over Ken Walker. Got Tracy over Samson. Judkins is playing today, so that just induces a lot of volatility. Tight end premium, pick 2. Fannin and Hollywood. Chig, Schultz, or Otten. I actually like Schultz today. Hot take. No, I just have, so the deal is I have these leftover site credits on FanDuel from their no sweat Millie last week. And if I don't spend them today, they expire. They just go to 0. Start 1, Taekwon. Why would I not, what would be the possible reason to not feel good about Golden? Does anyone have any? What would be the logical reason to not feel good about Golden? Do we have? I can't think of one reason. Opinion on Tyreek Hill? He's a really good play today, Tyreek Hill. Golden has more points than AJ Brown. You guys dropping AJ Brown too? He has more points than he's got more points than T. Higgins. I'm okay. Okay, if you're worried about AJ Brown, then just do something else. That you guys can play a different, like, I don't know, you could play bridge or something. Yeah, I'm coping. Yeah, I'm coping. Pacheco over Samson. No Calvin Austin for me. Okay, Golden has more points. Golden has more points than Terry McLaurin. ETN. Sadly, it is a good spot for ETN today. Not good for my best ball bags, but I think ETN is probably a pretty strong play today. I think it's Jennings. I think if Jennings is healthy, gonna be a good day for Jennings. I think that would be my opinion. Yeah, I started early because I finished cleaning the house early. Sorry, late. Here's my BR exposures. 235 drafts. Here's my exposures. Brock is playing. So do whatever that with you will, but Brock Bowers is playing on Monday. I in every league that I have Brock Bowers, I am starting him. Pearsall over Tracy in Rome. I do prefer Hollywood to Pearsall today, though. All right. Pearsall, Hunter, ETN. You said Pearsall twice. I rank them ETN, Pearsall, Hunter. So Hunter, sadly, the sit there. Oh, man. Jason, I hope you have a great day, brother. I hope life is fun where you are. If it was Garrett Wilson on that one, if I put Garrett Wilson in there, I would say ETN, Garrett Wilson, Pearsall, Hunter. Pick 2.5 PPR. Hampton, and Dobbins. So I think your cash game options at quarterback this week are Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones. If you were doing the Mac Jones stuff, I think you just take fantasy points. I drafted AJ Brown quite a bit. There you go. 9.1% of AJ Brown. $132 of AJ Brown. I would start Hollywood Brown over Laporta. Matt, I love you, brother, but I'm very sure that this is user error because no one is complaining about it in Discord right now. Yes, we're about to do FanDuel. Let me I got a bunch of tabs open. Let me classic, FanDuel, main, SimRunner Pro. There we go. We'll run some FanDuel stuff right now. A-Chain, McCaffrey, Gibbs. I mean, Nathan, those are just going to be very popular players, but they're all very good players. Hot take. New Orleans, San Francisco goes way over the total. Daniel Jones or Tua. You're gonna hate it, but it's Tua. Yes. So this is how BR swaps work. If you just go, so first, if you're on the desktop, you can go to drafts completed and you can do your rankings right here. If you're on your phone, just go to the rankings tab, go to the NFL Sunday main slate and do it right there. When the player is announced out, so like, for example, George Kittle or Dallas Goedert, these guys are already out right now. That swap takes place immediately as it happens. Wow. Terry McLaurin. How many points does Terry McLaurin have? Terry McLaurin through 2 games has 75 yards and 7 catches. Aren't you worried? Aren't you worried, bro? My favorite tournament on draft. Yes, the player doesn't get swapped until their game kicks off, unless they're already announced out. Artillery Frost. So because Goddard and Kittle are already out, they're going to be swapped at noon. Wow. I guess Golden's career is over. It's over. It's over, man. That's sad. I was looking forward to him playing. I guess I'm not sure about that. But like, I'm assuming. Let me ask. Hold on. I will get clarification. Exactly. If it's out already, it's slate lock, first game kickoff. If it's game time, so like, for example, let's say Christian McCaffrey was questionable in an afternoon game. So if Christian McCaffrey was questionable at a 3:30 game, you would not be able to swap him for a noon game player. Yeah. So confirmed. If they're out already, they swap at early lock. If they're Q tag, they do not swap until they're ruled out. So I don't think there's anyone who's Q tag that matters for this slate at this point. Ridley or Pickens. I got Pickens. Penix versus Time. I got Penix. And I got Hollywood over Monty. Okay. I was in the middle of doing something. Sims on. Okay. So the most plus actually optimal rates are better. So optimal rates on, let me make this screen a little bit bigger. Optimal rates on FanDuel. We have Lamar is the most optimal quarterback 14.5% of the time. Josh Allen overowned compared to his optimal rate. Kyler Murray underowned. Joe Burrow significantly overowned on FanDuel. Mahomes positive leverage. Goff positive leverage. May positive leverage. Pretty interesting. GM Stephon. Me personally, I do not love Io Manor, but he's not a bad play. All right, man. Just go. You can go watch something else, brother. Devonta or Tyreek today. You're gonna hate yourself if you bench Tyreek, man. No, I build pick'em entries off of pure gut. I mean, it's gotta be Flowers today with Lamar. Let's look at some of the optimal lineups. All right, this is the top. I might have done this for the field, right? Oh, I always do the spy, Tony. It's $100 single entry. I actually don't have a ton of Ravens in Survivor. My most picked team in Survivor this week is Dallas. Top optimal rate team: Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard. Yeah, a lot of Tony Pollard. JSN, Jalen Waddle, Sam Laporta, Barkley in the flex. This is literally the definition of getting too cute. Yeah, let's do a pick 'em real quick. We'll do what am I feeling? Well, let's do a Fannin. Think we got to include Fannin here. Let's do Fannin higher than 3.5 receptions. Let's do JSN higher than 5.5 receptions. Really like JSN today. And let's do. Can we slide Amon-Ra? Yeah, let's slide Amon-Ra to 79.5. And then, you know what? Let's slide Tyreek. All or nothing, baby. There you go. There's a little pick'em action. Oh, Ryan, Ryan, you know the answer to this one, brother. Marvin Harrison Jr. is completely forgot by the market. There are swaps for BRs if you drafted Kittle on Monday or if you drafted Dallas Goedert. I honestly think the only way to play Tyreek is as a slide. I think playing Tyreek's median is kind of useless. again, I think you are just gonna hate yourself way too much for benching Tyreek Hill. I really think you're just gonna hate yourself benching Tyreek Hill at any point. Adams, as in Devontae Adams, it does not look like he's getting very much ownership now. Kyler team showing up, a Daniel Jones team showing up. I am not doing that. Bo Nix team showing up, unstacked, uncorrelated is pretty interesting. Those are going to project Pearsall, Pickens, Hunter. If you drafted Tyreek Hill, sadly, you do just have to go down with the ship. I do not make the rules. But yeah, you got to do it. Jennings is playing. Oh, Tom, you're in this league with me. You should not punt wide receiver in cash today, Sando. You should not be doing that. Honestly, I got Trevion over JMO today. Yeah. Yeah, you got to start Mooney there, Tom. Even if you're playing against me, I don't care. Got to start Mooney. All right. So the guy I already have on, this is the team I already have. Dak, CMC, Pollard, CD, Tet, St. Brown, Fannin, Chase Brown. Now, is there any way to get off Pollard on this team? I would not play Bourne and DK Cash. That feels thin to me. But what do I know? Apparently there's a new report on Xavier Worthy's labrum. Xavier Worthy labrum. Fully torn labrum. Apparently is what it is. Well, what do we have for the Pittsburgh backfield split? For the Pittsburgh Steelers, we have 54% of the rushes for Jalen Warren, 30% for Gainwell, 5% for Caleb Johnson, 0.5% of a target for Caleb Johnson, 8.4% for Gainwell, 7.8% for Jalen Warren, 13 points for Gainwell, or 13 points for Warren, 8 for Gainwell. Well, I'm having trouble. So I see a couple accounts saying that he has a fully torn labrum, but I don't have a... I can't find a sourcing on it. I'm trying to find it right now. Someone just said it in one of my chats. Pollard not showing up near as much on DraftKings, no. Ridley over Diggs, IMO. Dak for sure. Dak easy over Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. Big on Dakota Prescott today. I'm just wondering on this FanDuel team, if I wanted to play like a much better running back, if I wanted to play Connor, or like if I wanted to play Brees, what do I have at wide receiver? Devonta, not nothing here, actually. Metcalf over Igbuka. Oh yeah, Pollard looked awesome. And Pollard is going to get the ball a ton. Spin zone is that you can't tear an already torn labrum. True. That is true. Yeah, I'm not loving Hollywood on DraftKings, honestly. Maybe we'll do one Lions team. I don't know. I'm Pickens over Hunter. I really like George Pickens today in the Cowboys. I just really like the spot for the Cowboys. I wonder if there's like a running back play I'm missing. Chase Brown does feel awful good on FanDuel. Can I get... So I already have Chase Brown. We'll go Chase Brown at 7,500. Maybe... I mean, Kyron's pretty good too. I don't know why, man. I just don't really want to play Tony Pollard. Not that Pollard's bad, but I feel like you're better off getting a cheaper wide receiver. I mean, I was pretty pleasantly surprised actually by Hunter's usage week 1. Oh man. Yeah, if you want to get the cash optimal, this is all you do. Classic slate opto, DraftKings, whatever, settings, and let's just run. Yeah, here you go. One lineup. Oh, what did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong in the... Oh, there you go. Oh, something is wrong in my settings for the classic slate opto. Saints are my favorite punt defense. Pitts over Ingram. All right, DraftKings, exclude projections less than 1, hide excluded, settings. Let's run 27 lineups, uniques per lineup 1, max salary range, randomness at 0, max players per team 4. So something is wrong with my settings. I got to figure out what I did. Stacks disabled, DSC stacks, whatever. Player pool. There we go. So it looks like the top team. See, I think it. So with this, Run the Sims has Ridley projected more aggressive than elsewhere. So these teams have Ridley instead of Hollywood, which I'm just not going to do because I don't want to challenge the field. I got May over Tua, I think. I do not feel that you need a giant with your running back. Well, I can tell you that double tight end with Fannin is the blitz optimal. The blitz optimal has Fannin and McBride in it. I'm not interested in Calcaterra, and I do really like AJ Brown. I think Hurts AJ Brown is like a really fun, low-owned correlation. Okay. Back to figuring out this team. Let's say if I wanted to play Gibbs, what can I play at wide receiver? 5,600. That's nothing. Okay. What if I wanted to play, the aforementioned Breece Hall in the flex, 6,600. I could play Devonta Smith. How does Devonta Smith project on FanDuel? Not really that good, actually, at all. Don't love that. Looks like if you wanted to save at wide... it would be Flowers. It'd be Flowers or Hollywood. Devonta's okay. Fully torn labrum and would play with a harness. I mean, that is just a GG. I basically only play running back and flex in tournaments. I never flex wide receivers. I'm not really hip to Rome on FanDuel today. He's maybe a little bit better on DraftKings. So here's the deal about Xavier Worthy. if this guy is playing with a torn labrum, it's over. I mean, his season is over. He is not going to be useful at all. No, I mean, I still like Connor, but just thinking about GPP stuff. I am not confident about Xavier Worthy playing in a brace. Ooh, Stroud or Mack in Superflex. Honestly, that is fairly close. All right, on this team, let's just set Devonta Smith and forget it. Now, in the $75 single entry, let's do a Joseph Burrow team. Let's do a QB, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and let's do a Brian Thomas Jr. bring back. In terms of like pure optimal rate, I think with this you just want to do. I think you can do Chase Brown. I'm starting Trevor Etienne in the Scott Fish Bowl. 1 to 2K is more small field. I did not realize I was starting Trevor Etienne in the Scott Fish Bowl. Oh, I literally thought that was Travis Etienne when I was clicking through stuff earlier. Loveland. Yeah, Loveland's really my only option here. Loveland or Mims. We'll go Loveland. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know how that is so funny. Thank you, Artillery Frost. That would have been bad. All right, let's go. I want to go back to the classic slate opto. I want to lock Joe Burrow. I want to. Oh, I need to do this for FanDuel, though. I want to lock Joe Burrow. I want to lock Jamar Chase. And I want to get like 100 teams. And I just want to sort by projection. Consensus cash running back DK plays CMC, HN, Chase Brown, James Conner. Those are your options. All right, looks like the highest optimal rate guys. A lot of Keon Coleman. Pollard, obviously. James Cook, Jahmyr Gibbs. A lot of Juwan Johnson. Not doing that. Well, actually, Juwan Johnson probably is in play. Ooh, I could do Strange as my bring back. How about that? How about Brenton Strange? Kind of like that. And Worthy playing with a fully torn labrum is crazy. I don't love it. I mean, let's just be real, dude. His season is over. He does not matter. The Sawa brace acts as your labrum. The issue will be getting above head and outside of his frame for catches. Dylan Sampson is not even close to in play for cash. He would be outside the top 70 players you would consider for cash games. Start to Tyreek in London. I would go May over Rodgers and Penix. Man, so the thing is I just am getting... Oh. All right, here. You guys ready to get mad at my FanDuel team? I'm going to play Javonte Williams. We're going to go Javonte. We're going to go CMC. We're going to do... Man. All right. We're going to do Pollard in the flex. We're going to do double cheap running backs. For defense, let's click the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are kind of sneaky. We have 6,700 left. So if I played T. Higgins and I did the double, I could do Devonta. That would be another Devonta team. I would talk you out of locking Henderson in DK GPPs because he might only get like 6 rushes. I have Puka in cash. Oh, yeah, you can definitely play the Saints defense against the 49ers stack. ETN versus Bengals or JT. Well, I mean, I guess, it's still JT. And then Garrett Wilson over Hollywood. Rodgers, Darnold, Rodgers. Harvey, then Fannin, then Booty. Adams over Ibuka. What a crazy start sit that is. You must have a good team. Thing is I don't want to play Devonta, so we'll do Zay Flowers on this one. Joe Burrow double. Joe Burrow, Javonte, Christian McCaffrey, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Burton Strange, Tony Pollard, and the Seahawks defense. Do I have that in me in a $75 single entry? I think I do. I think that I do. I think that Mac Jones is playable in cash. I believe that is who I have right now. Yeah, right now I have Mac Jones, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Puka Nacua, JSN, Hollywood Brown, James Conner, in the Rams defense. Full PPR, Hampton and Pollard. Let's go over to Splash Sports and check my Survivor entries. Got that. Oh, reminder to fill the Swolecast Tiers League. If you guys are interested, check this out. Got my team in for the Swolecast 20K NFL tiers in week 2. My entries. So I have got Baltimore, Dallas, Detroit, Dallas, Arizona, Dallas, Baltimore, and Minnesota as my entries. Got to send this to my buddies who I co-owned some of these teams with. ETN definitely not playable in cash. No. Too far out there. All right, Jennings active. That's strong. Man, I cannot believe Xavier Worthy has a fully torn labrum from his own freaking teammate. That is just unbelievable nonsense, dude. I hate that. All right, I gotta close. I have way too many tabs open. I gotta close some of these tabs. Igbuka with Evans or Ridley, JMO. I mean, Igbuka. Just you just want to play the guys with the most points. All right, Burrow, Javonte, CMC, Chase, T. So I got one double stack. All right, so I've got a Burrow. I've got a Dak. Show entries. Let's go the $50 single entry team. I have Igbuka over Hunter, but I don't think that I don't believe that Hunter playing more on defense necessarily takes him off the field on offense. I still like Kyron more than Breece Hall. I don't think the Commanders will trade for another running back. I think in a 42-man pool, I probably am just using Baltimore. Still Nico over Ibuka. Can I explain optimal rate and leverage rate? Yeah, optimal rate when you're inside of Run the Sims indicates how often they're in an optimal winning lineup inside of the Sims. And then optimal leverage is how much more or less that a player is in actual lineups. So here, So if a player is 2% optimal leverage, that means that they are 2% less owned by the field than they are in the optimal winning lineup. All right, my boys want to change one of these Cowboys to another Raven. Let's do, there you go. Back to my entries. So now we have 2 Baltimore. What is the large field DK skeleton key of the slate? I mean, how many points does Jamar Chase score? I don't know. You don't know. Samson or Walker, 0.5 PPR. That's still Walker, I think. All right, let's do a Lamar, Flowers, Fannin Jr. team. Let's do CMC. Let's do Chase Brown. And let's do a Pollard again. Yeah, let's do Pollard. And let's get our defense in. I actually like the Seahawks here. We have 7,300 per slot to spend on a wide receiver. Igbuka is more likely to finish the season as a top 12 wide receiver. I've got Pacheco over Samson by a lot. I've got Fannin over Pitts by a lot. Rank the stashes. They're all pretty bad, but I would go Booty, Franklin, Taekwon. What do you mean? Don't forget to swap Devonta. You mean Fannin? I won't. I don't want to do the swaps yet because I might do a couple underdog drafts, so I don't want to clear my rankings out yet. Can I get Puka in here with a reasonable guy at 62? Ooh, Pearsall's kind of reasonable at 60. Oh, Pickens. Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Zay Flowers, Puka Nacua, George Pickens, Harold Fannin Jr., Tony Pollard, and the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, Pitts is going to be dusted with Mooney back, sadly. Herbert over May by a lot. Jake Berg over Booty. I'm not really much of a believer in this Booty stuff. Sit one of Ridley, Igbuka, or Metcalf. Ridley. All right. Upcoming. So we've got all teams filled except for... Ooh, no. We got one more we got to do. The sweep. So we have a $222 single entry and a $33 single entry. Let's do the 33, and then the last thing we'll do is we're going to run that MME set. Henderson, Mason, or Sampson? Henderson. I would do Ridley over Waddle. I'm not a Waddle believer. I don't think that Scatterboo is that likely anytime soon to take over for the Giants. I could be wrong. All right, I want to get Tyreek in on this one. So I don't know what his price is. Tyreek Hill is 7,200. Goodness gracious. All right, we'll go CMC. We'll go James Conner. Let's actually triple spend at running back on this team. Let's do Chase Brown. We'll go Saints defense. We'll do... Well, let's think about what we want to do at quarterback. You know what? Let's go the other side of that game. Let's do Trevor Lawrence. Let's do T. Higgins. If I go Strange at tight end, 6,500. Hollywood or Devonta again. Optimal leverage, as I just explained, means the degree to which there is a difference between how often a player is played by a player in the field and how often a player shows up in an optimal winning lineup. Have to drop one, I guess May, because I'd prefer Kyler going forward. I would do Garrett Wilson over Devonta in full PPR. Judy is kind of the forgotten man today. Huh. I mean, Lawrence without BTJ is probably bad, though. So I guess maybe I can't play Chase Brown on this one. $6,400. Is there a $6,400? Oh, Chuba Hubbard honestly is playable. Keon, I think, over JMO. Hollywood over Sutton, in my opinion. That one's pretty close, though. 64. I mean, this is just going to end up being another. DeAndre Swift actually is playable. What do we have? FanDuel main. DeAndre Swift projected for 12.9. Pollard projected for 14. All right, pretty big difference. Trent Williams active, by the way, for Mac Jones. Maybe do I get a big dog team in? Maybe I do a big dog team. What wide receiver do I get down to if I play the big dog on this team? No, 4,600. Yeah, you can't really do it. Well, or hear me out. Instead of James Conner, we play the aforementioned Tony Pollard. We have 6,400. That's another Devonta team. Oh. Big. Oh, or it could do a Tet team. You're right. What does Tet cost? Teteroy McMillan costs $5,700. Does that give us a meaningful upgrade from Pollard? Is there a $6,600 running back? There isn't really. MacNova, you know the way I'm going there. Troy Franklin and Thornton are just not really playable, in my opinion. I guess Pollard is kind of or I guess what's his name is kind of playable. Tyquan, I guess, could catch a long touchdown. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, or Dobbins. DJ Moore. Bowers is playing. Pickens and Keenan. This is pretty close to the chalk. Well, Lawrence isn't, and Thomas isn't, but these are all fairly chalky players. I guess I can spend up on. I guess I don't have to play Brenton Strange. I guess would be the difference. Laporta honestly in play. Warren, honestly, Tyler Warren is in play. Maybe let's get a little weird. Let's play Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren on FanDuel, and then we'll go the Seattle Seahawks defense, and then boom, we're cooked. How much you lost in sports betting? None. Never lost a sports bet in my life. Coleman or Diggs in a guillotine league? I guess Diggs. Yeah, Mason Taylor, actually negative ownership. Pickens or Olave in PPR? I'm all in on Pickens today. Stop the cap. Never lost in my life. Never once. I got a big day today, boys. I was talking about this in the Discord last night. My buddy bet me that I could not eat 20 Raising Cane's chicken tenders in a sitting. And I told him it's literally the easiest thing I'm ever going to do in my life. Never been easier. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it in like 30 minutes. K-State will never cover a spread again. No. How many loaves of bread is that? Honestly, I don't know. It's like 2,500 calories. It's like 150 grams of protein, 100 grams of fat, and 180 grams of carbohydrates. He is buying the tendies. Gibbs is a pretty good pivot on DraftKings, yeah. Fannin over Mooney for me. I'm not live streaming. I think I'll probably start with the sauce, but by the end I'm not going to want the sauce. We're about to get to the spy. This is what I have for cash right now. I don't know, man. I might get hungry for dinner. Who knows? So the time limit is I have to be done by the time we start the shipcast, which is at 3 p.m. Central. I don't know who Dakota is, but the answer is always Harold. Henderson over Benson. I probably will just play Fields, so it will probably be Fields. Oh, Dakota Fannin. It's very funny. Was I right to switch? I mean, it doesn't. I'll tell you what, it doesn't feel very good. So it's Devonta Smith, Saints defense, and then I guess it's at this stage I actually don't even remember what the optimal is. I would not play Tyreek and A-Chain together. So I guess AJ Brown, Chase Brown. All right. Need to refresh my memory on what the DK Opto is. Man, it's all just a mess, I guess. Oh, it's Kyron. Well, wait, that doesn't make sense. My favorite cheap wide receiver. I don't really like any of the cheap wide receivers today. I just think Henderson is a better play than Mason. No Juju for me. So I guess the top Fields opto is Fields, CMC, A-Chain. Oh, it's T, not Puka. I might play Mac and Cash. Io Manor seems good. He seems fine. Calcaterra and Cash would be like the dumbest thing any person could ever do. I would start Olave over Waddle. Let me run a set with Puka locked and see what I get. Puka and Fannin locked. The fantasy community does love a big slot. Hey man, I played Calcaterra a bunch last year. He just don't earn targets like he did in college, which is sad. Man, I really might just play Mac Jones. I think I really might just play Mac Jones. It's just too easy. This Mac Jones is too, I mean, it's just a good team. I can't really come up with much of a reason to not do it. I could even play A-Chan. Can you upgrade from the Saints defense? Yeah, you can even get the Seahawks defense. God, not like playing T. Higgins again will do anything for me. JSN over T, that feels reasonable. I would not play Sutton in Cash, I don't think. Doesn't feel great. Not Chipotle, damn. About to eat 20 Raising Cane's chicken tenders, Brian. Granson over Calcaterra? I don't know. They're going to play Calcaterra a bunch of snaps. No Tyquan Thornton snaps for me. Saints D with CMC is fine. Oh yeah. Gotta bet with a friend. Cane's tenders without the sauce. Maybe I'll just eat the sauce. I'm always... I don't even know what team Tyler Johnson is on, Rusty. Got to be May over Knicks, right? I don't know. I'm gonna save this lineup for now. I think I probably will play Mac Jones. Favorite you're kind of coming to, I don't really do the Galbrain stuff, honestly. I play pretty close to the optimal lineups. That was our team from Tuesday. This is the team from the show on Thursday. Goff, Hunter, or Nix Ingram. I like as in an FFPC, like their GPP contests. I don't know. I'm not interested at all in Evan Ingram. Dude, the Tuesday team from the Swolecast is totally shipping something. Well, first off, Christopher, thank you. Is JT Sanders the key to unlocking lineups today? I don't even think he's close to Fannin, but I've been wrong about these things before. The Saints are a great defensive play today against Mac Jones. I agree. Thoughts on May Hendo Douglas? Seems terrible to me. I would not be playing that, but I get why you would. I've got a 35 multiplier for the dog bowl thing today. All right. I think I've got 2 GPP lineups on DraftKings to fill out. The Spy. Man. A Jags triple without Trevor does not feel great. I guess Mac Jones might throw 18 times total. It's definitely possible, but that's just not really the way. I just need 280 yards and 2 passing touchdowns, Mac. If we can get that, then we are grooving. All right. I think I want to try a Joe Burrow. I might want to try Joe, Chase, and Brian Thomas Jr. I want to see if I can get any of these to sim well. Let's go. End game. Run the sims. Sim runner. I haven't seen any ownership projections. I mean, honestly, maybe the Bengals look a little bit low, if anything else. Honestly, I just think Shanahan just wants to win the game. I would say Shanahan is not in his era of trying to manipulate this stuff. Settings. I want 1,000 lineups. I want the size of the contest field to be 1.5K. Quarterback stacks disabled. Optimal results. All right, SimRunner Pro. Fannin will not hit 70% ownership, no. What does Brian Thomas Jr. cost on draft? 6,700. Pretty tough. Wow. Ball is Life decided to buy Sunday Ticket because he's so rich from fading Matthew Golden. That's all future earnings for him. He's like, wow, what do I do with all my generated wealth from all these idiots drafting Matthew Golden? Fannin will hit 70% ownership in my lineups. All right. Top Burrow, Chase, Brian Thomas Jr. Oh, none with all of them. Yes, the Jaden Blue thesis is still there. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown today. Love him, Nick. Think he's very strong. Joe Burrow, Javonte. Ugh, hate that already. Oh, I don't want wide receiver in the flex. All right, this is the best. Oh, and it's got Gesicki and Yoshivas in it. These are crazy. This has been an argument with me and my buddy, Josh, forever. We have been arguing about this for years, about if I could eat 20 Canes tenders in one sitting. This is a disgusting question, Smoothie. But I would go Mac Jones over Russell Wilson, obviously. The blue being inactive has nothing to do with how lazy or anything he is. That is not what it's about. It's about just how conservative the team wants to be. It's more about Javonte Williams, I guess. What other cash options at tight end? You named the two of them, Trey McBride or Harold Fannin Jr. Tracy projects fine. I've gotten him in some of my stuff. If you're getting 10K per tender, how many are you putting down when you barf the number stops? Will you keep your winnings? 30? 35? Oof, had Purdy. Yeah, that sucks. I'm thinking we do something like this. Thinking we do Burrow, Chase, Brian Thomas Jr., St. Brown, Strange, maybe Saints. Man, that's going to leave us a little bit light. We probably can't do St. Brown. Have you tried Sims? No, I just am not interested in Tua today. All right, we probably can't do Amon-Ra on this one. So let's do Gibbs instead of CMC. Let's do... Can I get James Conner in the flex? No, I can't. Well, I'd have to really punt it off at wide receiver. Metcalf over Pearsall. There's got to be a way to get lighter here. Survivor did. I told you already, CGZ. It's Dallas. All right, gotta rethink how we're doing this. Let's just do. You know what? Let's just do Fannin. I agree. I like the Trent Williams active. Rome is a little too fancy, I think. Honestly, Keon. Honestly, I got Keon. All right, let's build backwards. Let's do Gibbs, Connor. No, let's do CMC, Connor, Chase. And then can we get A-Chain in there? Maybe there's a wide receiver I'm missing. Maybe Io Manor. Let's put Io Manor in there. That gets us to 5,700. Yeah, AJ Brown definitely is a play, in my opinion. AJ Brown, absolutely a play. So is there someone cheaper than... Let's go Kyron. Is there a $6,000 running back? Not really. I guess it would be Pollard. We could play Brees. Is there a cheaper defense? There's probably not really a cheaper... Yeah, there's not really. Huh. Man, there's got to be a way to make this work. I get it would be fading McCaffrey. Because this team is Kyron McCaffrey, Keon Chase, Yoshiba. See, and that's just awful. I don't want Andre Yoshibas or Gesicki anywhere near me. No, Fannin is not going to have a better rookie season than Bowers. Hubbard, I don't really think is playable. Ken Walker, Mooney, or Waddle. Waddle, I guess. I mean, my concern with Keon is that he just is a absolute sun runner. Yeah, Tyler Warren is reasonable. Yeah, that's the thing. I just my instinct from last week was 4 wide receivers like so bad. Well, you know who would be the play here? It would be McBride. Not really. I don't, CMC is going to get all these receptions. All you need from a defense is like 8 points. Man. I'm really having trouble with this one. It's true. The Sims do not account for Keon being tied to Liam. Absolute sun run summer. All right. So this team has Burrow. This team has Chase. This team has Brian Thomas Jr. It has Fannin. We're trying to make it work. We're trying to play the Saints defense. We are trying to go CMC. Kyron's fine. Io Manor. McBride. What would it look like with, I mean, is it bad? Double tight end? Sure, I can run for the Sunday Monday slate. I think Burrow singles are totally fine. All right. I think I'm going to run this. Nothing wrong with Devonta there. Nothing wrong. Is Carolina, Arizona? Okay, that at least leaves me a swap. I've got a swap if I need to. What would my swaps be in the late window? Yeah, I can play Devonta if I want to. So I can play either of them. No love for Jalen Warren for me in particular. All right. That's a Joseph Burrow one. Let's do my red zone. We can get a little bit weirder with this one. I think you got to go Jordan Mason over KW3. All right. On this one, I'm going to do Jared Goff. I'm going to do Amon-Ra, St. Brown. I'm going to do DJ Moore as my bring back. I'm going to do CMC. I'm going to do Chase Brown. I'm going to do Tyreek. I'm going to do Harold Fannin Jr. I'm going to punt down to the Seahawks defense. I have 4,900 at flex, which is a terrible range. I mean, Booty's fine. He's going to get, I don't know, he'll get like 4 targets and maybe he score a touchdown. Maybe he won't. All right, here's a disgusting play. Here's your disgusting play for the day. Olamide Zaccheaus. No, I have not done the FanDuel optimal yet. We're about to run stuff on FanDuel. A-Chain, GT, Connor. Oh yeah, we're slapping the Fannin button in home leagues. Let's do Connor gives me the swap. A-Chain. I don't know if those guys project all that well together. Is the issue. Is this the big red zone? Yeah, this is the big red zone. Is no one on the Colts at 2,600? I don't think so. I guess the Colts would be fine. All right, so this is Goff, CMC, Achane, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Trying to see how good these guys project. I'm not certain that Goff is a bad play. Why are podcasters down on Penix and Rodgers? I don't know about that. I'd be surprised if KW3 smashed today. It's a pretty bad matchup. How are you feeling about Trevion? I mean, I don't feel great about the Patriots, really, I guess. It's a tough spot for them. But maybe Miami just gives up. Like maybe the Miami experience is just over. That's definitely possible. Who would I play in flex here? Well, I have some bad news for you. Breece Hall, much better than Kenneth Walker. FanDuel, St. Brown and Pearsall. Or CD and Ridley. St. Brown and Pearsall. I think I would do Hunter Henry over Io Manor. I just think this lineup, I mean, playing Olamide Zaccheaus just stinks. Let's rework this. CMC, Chase Brown, Harold Fannin. Let's put... I don't really want to play A-Chain and Tyreek together, so let's do Tyreek. Could just play Fields naked, honestly. What does Garrett Wilson cost? 6,500. What about down to... could do that. Williams or Hall. I do like Breece today. Yeah, what does Rome cost? 4,800. That is pretty cheap. God, I hate these DK player cards. They're just miserable. What do I want to do at quarterback on this team? I could just do a Mahomes Hollywood. It doesn't leave you a running back at flex, though. Oh. No, I have the sim stuff open on another tab. I wonder what the top Mahomes team is. What is the top Mahomes team? Mahomes, Gibbs, Tracy, JSN, Juju, Puka Nacua, Harold Fannin, Saquon Barkley, and the Panthers. 116% EV. What were the man, maybe we do play Juju. No, you still want to go Igbokwe. Let me check the usage for those fellas last week. Oh, gotta sign in. Teams, Chiefs. Juju did run a lot of routes. Flacco, Tillman, Fannin. Yeah. Flacco's totally viable. All right, if I do Juju, what does that get me? Oh, man. That does get me to Kyron. Or Brees. What are we thinking there? Let me check that against that stuff. All right, so we have Pat Mahomes. We've got McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams. We've got Tyreek, Amon-Ra. Juju's got to project so bad. Juju, Fannin. How crazy is it that Fannin in the year 2 of his career is that chalk? It's really incredible. Yeah, you can definitely just jam the best plays around Flacco. Great question. How many of those routes did Juju come up holding his knee? It's a pretty good question. We can go look at the cash team here in a second. All right, I'm gonna put in. I mean, how owned is Kyron gonna be versus Brees? I guess that's the question. Not that this team really needs to be that worried about ownership stuff. All right, we'll go look at cash. Then I'm gonna run my FanDuel stuff, and then we are gonna get out of here. You know what? Let's do Brees Hall. Brees will be way less owned. Done. All right, now let's go run FanDuel stuff. End game. Run the Sims. Oh, we want to do cash. This is what I have in cash right now. Mac Jones, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Puka Nacua, T. Higgins, Hollywood Brown, Harold Fannin Jr., Devin A. Chain, and the Seattle Seahawks defense. Went off the rails quickly. Yes, massive overlay in this whole cast. Tiers on Splash Sports. It's true. Yeah, I like the idea of Devontae Adams leverage on Puka. So I guess the Fields team would be Fields, JSN. So be Fields, JSN versus Mac Jones T. Or Mac Jones Puka. I'll give you a little retweet, Soccer Dave. David Kitchen X. Oh, he tweeted about it from the Swolecast account. Bang. All right, what do we think? Fields JSN versus Mac Jones Puka. Honestly, might even think about splitting those. All right. Let's do classic, FanDuel, main. Settings, I want 2,000 lineups. Field size is big. Number of simulations. Well, how big is this field? Oh, I have the 222. left on FanDuel as well. 21 entries. The size of this field is what? 67,000. So I want it really big. Size of contest field, very top heavy. Salary range, optimal range, QB stacks. All right, bang. Sim Runner Pro. And let's start thinking actually about what we want to do on our 2-2-2. Set. Bang. I got Igbuka over Hunter this week. That would be my opinion. Is David Kitchen a right wing or a left wing, Slappy? We should ask his group chat. All right. Oh, I need to download my FanDuel CSV, folks. 21 entries, CSV edit. Download a CSV template. One of the most annoying things about playing DFS actually is having to deal with the CSVs. It's always annoying to me. Oh, and I need to remember to set my rankings. All right. Delete the rows. Well, whatever. Actually, I'll just leave those. Okay, let's go over to Underdog and set my swaps before I forget. Drafts completed. Swap rankings. How do I clear all? Well, actually, tight ends are just the important part. No. How do I clear my rankings? Does anyone know how to clear rankings? Well, whatever. Undo all these tight ends. Don't know why I guess my sheet went really deep because James Tongus is ranked. Noah Gray apparently is ranked. Theo Johnson is apparently ranked. All right. And then we rank Fannin 1, Njoku 2, Jake Ferguson 3. There you go. Save. Sure. GLGL to you as well, Peter? Oh, I guess I clear the rankings on the rankings page, I guess. I guess that would probably work. All right. Now, my advanced filters. Total teammates with quarterback, minimum of 1, maximum of 2. Total running backs with quarterback. Yeah, I mean, these all look good. I'd like to boost Joe Burrow, but I actually don't really care. These all look good to me. Is there anyone I don't really want to play Juwan. Is there anyone in this list I don't really want to play? Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to let it ride. So pop that open. Open the Run the Sims sheet. I've got 21 lineups on FanDuel, the highest EV possible. Copy and paste them. Edit, copy, edit, paste, overwrite, file save. FanDuel, here we go, upcoming, choose file. Edit 25 entries. Not all entries have been edited. This action will stop on edits. Okay. Did that get them all? Or did having blanks? Nope. That did not work. No baseball for me today. I got a Josh Allen CMC Puka BR. I don't think that is the only one in the whole contest. No. But hey, man, you never know. Maybe I'm wrong. Delete cells. Delete entire rows. There we go. File, save. Now we can upload. CSV edit. Choose file. Bang. Edit 20 entries. 20 entries updated successfully. Okay. So we have everything done. Oh, I got to get in the 3-man with Nate. Invited to the Gilcast. Import. Mac Jones. Done. Free. All right, there we go. So now we got to think about what do we want to do in the $222 entry field. The Sunday fade. I've got your cash lineup except Connor Rams. Feels pretty reasonable. I think I'm going to do Fields JSN. Fields, Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. I kind of want to do a Burrow team here. Obviously, I don't love it. I kind of want to play Tyler Warren. Obviously, I think Pollard is going to end up showing up in here. I could just do like a full onslaught, honestly. Lamar also feels sort of interesting. Let's do... I wonder if there's a way to do this. Henry, McCaffrey, and then Pollard. I just wonder what we're going to see here. The cash viable running backs are Christian McCaffrey, Devin Achane, James Conner, and Kyron Williams. No, playing Njoku this week is so good, actually. No, Ridley and Rams defense is fine. Dude, rescue me. Rescue me, bro. All right, now we do Chase. What happens if what does David Njoku cost? 5,600. There's just no way this is gonna work. You could do Tet, and then if you go to the Saints defense, yeah, it just doesn't quite fit. Chigger Bowers in my home league. Oh, yeah, sorry. I meant Chase Brown as well. I don't think JT is cash viable. No. Chigger Bowers in my home league. Sick, dude. Maybe we do Tyler Warren. So if I go T. Higgins and I go Tyler Warren, that leaves me $6,900. Could go at some interesting angles there. I only watch Red Zone. Yeah, it would be pretty bad to play Olave and Coleman and cash. All right. I think my buddies just got here with the tenders. If I go Chase, it's just not It's really not viable with Chase. I think you're doing Gainwell over Najee. All right, we're gonna go T. I gotta bail because my buddies just got here and they just brought their dogs. We are not doing 2010 or something. Yeah, my dog is going nuts upstairs. All right, boys, that's gonna be it. I'm calling it because I gotta go upstairs. You'll know if I made this decision right if I have a screenshot later. Gibbs and JSN or Hall. I'll give you final answer of the stream. Gibbs and JSN. Everyone, good luck. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you.